This right here is a burnt Basque cheesecake. It is the only cheesecake recipe where the idea is to burn the cheesecake. This is delicious, super easy, and super quick to make. Let me show you exactly how you can make this at home. Let's go to Spain. So hello and welcome to Gabe in the Kitchen. So today we're going to Spain with a super delicious but easy recipe. It's called the Basque cheesecake recipe. And I promise you guys, it is the easiest cheesecake you'll ever make because it's meant to be burnt. Now, let me show you exactly how. But first, let's start with the ingredients. Now with the ingredients, super simple. Again, you're gonna need cream cheese, you're gonna need caster sugar, you're gonna need 4 eggs, you're gonna need whipping cream or double cream, you're gonna need vanilla extract, and you're gonna need plain flour with a bit of corn flour in there just to make it cake flour. But yeah, that's all you're gonna need. That easy. Now, before we start, make sure you preheat your oven to 250 degrees Celsius. Now, yes, you're gonna need a stand mix. In fact, you're not gonna need a stand mix. You're gonna need a hand whisk, or you can even do this by hand if you have a whisk. You don't need a stand mix. You don't need an electronic whisk. Just a normal whisk is fine, I promise. The other thing to make sure of is make sure your ingredients are room temperature, guys. This does affect the cook of your cheesecake. If it's from the fridge, if everything's cold, you tend to get like pooling at the bottom of the cheesecake. When it's baked, it doesn't quite cook all the way through. You get the burnt at the top, you get a bit of dry, and then you get some really soggy stuff at the bottom. But if your ingredients are room temperature, everything cooks beautifully, and it really does affect the temperature. So please, the texture. So please make sure it's room temperature. If it's not room temperature, you're in a hurry, get it out of the fridge, give it like a 10-second burst. I'm talking about your cream cheese, give it 10-second burst. Obviously your eggs, there's no way around this. You have to leave it out for room temperature. But everything else, including your double, just give it a quick 10-second burst in the microwave, half power, and it should come to room temperature. Okay, let's get straight into it. So you're gonna need 510 grams of cream cheese. I've pre-measured it, so this is it going in. And 170 grams of caster sugar. Now caster sugar dissolves a little bit better into the mixture, and then you get a better top. So caster sugar, highly recommended over granulated sugar. 170 grams. Now with a paddle attachment, we're just gonna beat that on very low. You don't want to beat any air into this, guys, because that creates cracks, it creates all kinds of problems. We want a nice, smooth, creamy mix. So low speed, we're just gonna beat this till it comes together. Scrape down the sides when it's nice and smooth. Now it's important you scrape down the sides, guys, because again, that does affect the way your mixture cooks. If you have bits of unincorporated ingredients on the side of your bowl, the final cook will have an uneven texture. So it's really important that you scrape down the sides when you're doing anything that requires a mixer. That's what we're looking for, a nice, smooth, look how smooth that is, guys. Oh, does that not just look silky smooth? That's what you're looking for. Now we're ready to add our eggs. So you've got 4 eggs in here. Just gently beat it together. This makes it less likely for you to have the need to overbeat it in here. So if we just pre-beat it, similar to our levain cookies. If you want to see that recipe, I'll leave a link right there somewhere. And now we're gonna slowly add the egg. So a bit at a time. Next, add a small pinch of salt, just a tiny amount. Nothing major, just to elevate the flavors, you know? Then we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Stir, again, very low, medium speed. You don't want any air in here. Now, while that slowly mixes, we've got 255 grams or mils of double cream, whipping cream, same thing. And then we've got here 10 grams of plain flour and 5 grams of cornstarch. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just gonna mix it together and then into the cream just to make it easier to incorporate in there later. Now because I am a bit anal, I'm going to use a sieve just to strain the flour, make it nice and smooth. Why not? We're making a really smooth mixture here. We might as well go all the way. Now we're gonna add our mixture again slowly. The flour adds a nice bit of texture and structure to your mix, so it is important. And the reason we're using such a small amount is because we're not making a cake. We just want a little bit of structure, but we're not making a cake. Just had a taste of this and it tastes like heaven. I'm not even joking, guys. This is the creamiest, oh my God, silkiest, creamiest base for a cheesecake I've ever made. And it's so simple as well. How many ingredients was that? 4 maybe? That is incredible. Spain, you cracked it. Now, once it's off your stand mix, you can just give everything a nice stir just to make sure the very bottom is incorporated. So sometimes it misses the bottom, leaves like a sludgy mess in there. Now let's prepare our baking tray. Baking tin? Baking tin. Now, you can use an 8-inch tin or a 9-inch tin, or you can go as high as a 10-inch, but that's probably pushing it. You have it'll be too thin. We don't have enough batter here. Grab excess amount of this, put it in there. This is greaseproof paper, and then just squeeze it in like so. Peel away the sides, just like that. And then we'll repeat. So you want, again, an excess amount. This time, rather than face it this way, you want the excess to overhang on the outside, the bits that are left over. So you want to cover all your bases. The crinkliness is what gives that signature Basque cheesecake appearance. So again, don't worry about trying to make this neat. The idea is to have the crinkles. Now make sure the sides of your baking tin are high enough, because it's gonna rise. Your mixture is gonna rise. Make sure you've got a high enough depth to your baking tin. Ideally, you want to use a springform pan because it's easier to get the mold out when it's cooked. But we've got a loose bottom one, so that's fine. Now, because I'm a bit extra, I'm gonna gently tap this just to get all the extra air bubbles out. You can see it's starting to bubble a little bit because there was some air trapped in there. So I'm gonna get rid of all of that, just give it a bit of a shake, and I'll be even more extra and pass this whole mixture through a sieve just to make it extra smooth. This is optional. You don't have to go this far, guys. Right, time to call a friend. Jess, give me a hand. If you don't have a friend, you're just gonna have to waste the last bits that are left in there, but I want every last drop. Can you scrape this, please? There we go. I want every last drop. You worked hard for this. You might as well cook every last drop. Thank you. It's got 4 raw eggs in there. I wouldn't eat too much of it. Let's get this in our oven. Now this is gonna go in our oven for 30 minutes at 250 degrees Celsius. In we go. Yes, you do want a burnt top. You want a nice, deep, golden brown caramelization on the top, and you want it to be still jiggling when it comes out. If it's not jiggling, you've overcooked it. So check it after 25 minutes, see where it's at, and then carry on if necessary. And here we have it. Woo! That's not the cheesecake, or maybe it is. That's the kind of wobble you want. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but that is a good wobble. Let that cool. We'll let it cool in a tin for about an hour to 2 hours, and then we'll put it in the fridge to carry on cooling down. And here we have it, the moment of truth. Let's see what we have here. Now, unmolding this is going to be quite tricky. That's why we get a loose bottom pan, cake pan, or springform, whichever works best. Look how easy that was. Oh my goodness, guys, you need to see. Look at that. Oh my goodness. That looks good. Guys, that looks incredible. That is incredible. I can't believe how easy that was to make. That burnt on the top adds a huge intensity to the flavor. It is kind of like, it's kind of like adding coffee to chocolate. That is incredible. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. If I've added any value, please leave a comment, a like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
That like button.
And yes, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away, but I'm